here from Jeff Cowan's Pro Talk, back with my weekly podcast entitled Right Service, Write Your Own Paycheck, The Path to Making Over $100,000 a year when writing service. This week I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to give you a snippet of one of my live workshops. Now, today I'm at one of my favorite workshops that I do every single year. It's one of my best customers. It's the Orange County Auto Dealers Association. They bring me in every year to do some very intimate workshops with some of their personal best friends, and you're going to see a part of that. I know you're going to like what you're getting ready to see, so with that, make it a great day, and I will see you soon. Well, let's talk about these real numbers, okay? Because this could be, by the way, the most important 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the whole workshop. If you can't get your head wrapped around what I'm getting ready to tell you, it's for naught. All right, so let's take a look at these real numbers. The only thing that will keep you from getting these numbers, whether the ones you wrote down or I wrote down, is your ability to embrace change. That's the only thing that's going to keep you from getting different numbers, because I can guarantee you one thing about this class, and here's what it is. If you walk out of here and continue to do things the way you've always done them, you're going to get the exact same numbers. If you came in here because you want different numbers, then you have to get your head wrapped around that you have to do something different. And it's hard. All right, now let's talk a little bit more about change. All right, you're going to see me, by the way, go over some slides, because typically a one-day workshop goes from 8 until 5. OCADA doesn't, I guess, think that you have the ability to sit for an extra 2 hours. They make it 9 to 4. So there's going to be some things I can't talk about, but this won't affect the meeting. All right? So let's talk about change. People who resist change. All right? That's a taxi cab. Do you know the taxi business as you know it right now, yellow taxi, whatever name you want to put on it, is going to disappear from the United States of America within 5 years, if not sooner? And I'm being nice. You want to know why? They won't change. What do I mean? Take this into account. Here's what they believe. See, the taxi industry, that's a multi-billion-dollar operation, been in the United States of America in some form or fashion for 105 years, is going to go away, because here's what they refuse to do. They refuse to change. They refuse to invest $250,000 in an app that would allow them to compete one-on-one with Lyft and Uber and other companies like that. With all the infrastructure they had they done that several years ago, there would be no Uber, there would be no Lyft. Because see, here's what the taxi people are convinced of. See, they're convinced people like me are going to fly into Chicago, O'Hare, in the middle of February, when it's about 5 outside. I'm going to land, I'm going to go downstairs, grab my luggage, and then go outside in the weather and stand in a taxi line for 45 minutes to get a taxi. When my turn finally comes and the taxi pulls up its mine, it will be a car that's not well maintained. It won't be clean. It typically has a smell. There's bulletproof plexiglass between me and the driver that shouts out, "You're not safe!" They then will ask me where I want to go, and I will tell them. They will drive me there. Once I get there, they will make me pay through the plexiglass, the bulletproof plexiglass. They will then make me get out in the cold, get my own luggage out, and go inside. See, they think I'm going to go back to that, versus flying into Chicago when it's 5 degrees or any other temperature outside, go downstairs, grab my luggage, go back upstairs to the waiting area for Uber and Lyft, pull up an app, and look at the various cars that I can pick and the amount I want to pay, pick the car, and within 5 to 10 minutes, that car will come up and I can watch it pull up. And 1 minute, and I'm going to know what kind of car it is, what the driver is, how long they've been a driver. And within 1 minute of getting to where I'm at, we'll say, "Step outside now, your ride is pulling up." I will walk outside, they will get out of their car, they will come over and grab my bags, and we'll put them in a very clean, well-maintained car. They'll open my door, offer me a bottle of water, take me to where I'm going. Once I get there, they'll get out of the car, take my bags out of the car for me, shake my hand, and drive away. No money exchanges hands, because it's all done through an app. See, Yellow Cab and the taxi business thinks I'm going to go away from that back to what they offer. They're insane. Because they want it simply because they resist change. They're going to become irrelevant. There's a seat there, and there's a seat there. All right. Here we go. All right, so let's keep going. All right, here we go. So why do people have such a hard time with change? It's my belief that most people resist change because they simply don't have a reason to change. They don't have a reason to change. So I'm going to do that here in the next couple of minutes. So I'm going to try and give you a reason to change. Because again, I'm going to repeat this probably several times throughout the day. If you walk out of today thinking you can go back just because you sat in this class and continue to do things the way you've always done them and not change, you're going to get the same numbers. And if you got these numbers right here, fill out your resume. Because the game's about over. All right, so let's take a look at this. Go to the top of the next page. And it should say most important people. It should say wake up and dream. So what I want you to do is I want you to wake up and dream, okay? You can see right below that it says most important people. So what I want you to do, you can write down one name, you can write down 100 names, I don't care. But write down the names of the most important people in your life. And to help you out, let me share with you who I put her. I put her up there. That's my wife. People often ask, how come every time we see your wife with a picture, she's got a glass of alcohol? Because she says it makes it easier to be married to me. You know, me and my wife walking around discovered a couple of years ago, there's two things you can't take with you. One is your money, the second is your liver. So we plan on using them both. How sad would it be to get to heaven with a perfect liver? How's that going to help anybody? I'd put her up there. I'd put this little guy up here. Well, he's a good guy. I put his mom and dad and his sister up there. That's my daughter and her husband. Put my whole family up there. By the way, I don't know if you've ever had the opportunity to see the most beautiful grandkids on the planet. If you have not, you can now say you have. If you wonder what presidents of the United States look like when they're 3 and 6, right there. Vote Bray in 2060. Now here's what I want you to do. I want you, on your way home, we're not jacking around with this. Let's quit playing around with this. You want to? Let's start making this money now. Let's start making these customers happy now. Let's get these surveys back now. Let's get these people wanting to come back and do business with us for the rest of our lives right now. So on your way home, I want you to get pictures printed of these people's names you put down here. And they don't have to be, you know, that one I got there, my wife, kind of stuffy. It's just, I like that picture. Really, the picture I like every one we put up there because she's in a bathing suit. She's got this big frumpy hat on. She's got this bag with her. She looks like a bag woman, and it's her. But she didn't want the world to know that, I guess. But I want you to get pictures of these people, and I want you to get some really nice frames. Now, I'm not talking 2 for $15 at Walgreens. I want you to get some really nice frames. And what I want you to do is take these pictures, and I want you to put them all around you. I want you to put them around your vanity. I want you to put them throughout your house. I want you to put them in your office if you're allowed to. I want them in your car, on your phones. I want them everywhere. If you were to come to my house, I live over in Rancho Santa Margarita, you were to come to my house and walk over to the vanity, which is the last place I see each night before I go to bed. It's the first thing I see when I wake up in the morning. You'd see pictures of all these people. As you walk through my house, you'd see pictures of these people. You go to my office, you'll see pictures of these people because this is my reason to make it happen. I get out of bed, it's a bad economy, I've got a headache, I don't feel well, the wife's mad at me, the dog threw up. Doesn't make any difference. This is my reason. It'll be one of the most powerful things you can do. Just do that. Now, right below that, you can see where it says your biggest goals. Now, I want you to write down your biggest goals. And don't let your friends and family influence what these goals are if they're going to bring your goals down. They will help build them up, that's okay, but they're going to bring you down. Because you know, the biggest reason most people don't hit their goals is because the 6 inches between their ears. You start to believe we're not smart enough. We're the wrong color. We live in the wrong area. We're too young. We're too old. We're the wrong gender. We're the wrong nationality. You can have whatever you want. You live in the United States of America. This is a golden ticket. You've already won the lottery. What are you going to do with it? So I want you to write it down here. Now, to give you an idea, my biggest, I can write some goals up here. 9 months ago, me and the wife sit down and begin every month, by the way, and look at our goals. 9 months ago, she decided that we needed a new wood floor in the family room. Notice I said she said. I was okay with the old one, it looked good. I thought it looked rustic. She thought it looked used. Difference of opinion. All right? So, we did that. She decided that she wants to go. We decided. I'm not going to lay that on her. We want to go to Switzerland on vacation. So we put that up there. So you can do whatever it is, big goal, small goal. Now here's what I want you to do. I want you to get pictures, if you can, of the goals you wrote down, and I want you to go buy frames, and I want you to frame these pictures, and I want you to hang them all around your house, all around your work area. I want them on your phone, I want them everywhere. Because if you were to come to my home again, around the vanity, you'd see pictures of Switzerland. You'd walk through our house, you'll see pictures of Switzerland. You're in the office, you'll see pictures of Switzerland. I think sometimes when people come over the house, they think some of the artwork is just unique artwork, but they really paid attention, and some of it is. It's real artwork. But if they paid attention, they see that some of the pictures change, and if they paid attention to why they were changing, it's because these are our goals. We surround ourselves with it. Now, I would never go get a picture of a piece of wood floor and hang it on the wall. But I'll tell you what we did do. We went and picked out the wood floor. We got a piece of the wood we wanted to put down. We put it in the laundry room because you have to walk through there to get in and out of the house to the garage. So every day, at least twice, we were passing that piece of wood. A lot of power here. Because when you get up every morning, because again, you come to my house, these pictures are everywhere. I get up out of bed in the morning, this is my reason. This is why I'm doing it. And let me just share something with you real quick. I've done this for years. I wish we had a lot of time for me to go into why this works. But when I first started the business, for the first 13 years, I lived in a 300 square foot apartment. Actually, I'm bragging, it was 275 square feet. It was a lofted apartment. Imagine this. You walk in the front door, and immediately to your left, there was a stair that was L-shaped that went up to a loft that was open. Right in front of you was a little sitting area, a little kitchenette, and a little place for a dining table, if you want to call it that. Walk upstairs, there's a loft, a place for the bed, a place with a closet to hang your clothes, a little vanity, and a toilet. This whole wall over here to the left, you can see from any place in the apartment. And I covered it with things I wanted to accomplish. I covered it with people that were important to me. I covered it with lifetime goals. Let's fast forward to 2 years ago. The wife decides, because here's what happens when I got married, I found we have a difference in opinion when it comes to decorating. See, I think a Budweiser sign above the fireplace is the only place for one of those. Are you kidding me? She disagreed, so all my stuff ended up in the garage. 2 years ago, after sitting out there for 10 years, she decides we've not touched it for a year, it's gotta go away. So I know what that meant, get rid of your junk. So I started opening up the boxes to see if there's anything important in there, and I opened up one box, and it's a box full of pictures that you hang on that wall. 5 of these pictures were pictures of houses that I someday wanted to live in, because my goal was always to have a nice solid house, right? So I went and got an architectural magazine. I picked out the houses I wanted. They even had floor plans. I framed them. So for 13 years, every time I was in that apartment, I walked by and saw those pictures. When I packed them and put them away, I hadn't seen those pictures in 10 years. So I took them out of the box, I took a look at one of the pictures, and here's what was stunning. One of the pictures looks exactly like the house I'm living in today. If you look at the floor plan, the square footage is within 2 square feet of the house I'm living in today. And here's what's even more amazing. I never saw myself living in Southern California because I'm an Indiana boy. And so I remember picking out that picture and almost not putting it up there because it had 3 palm trees in front of the house. I thought, I'll never have that, but I like that house, it's pretty cool. And my house has 3 palm trees in the front yard. These are my reasons. You gotta have a reason too or you won't do it. All right, so let's take this a step further. Because, again, the reason people don't do this is, oh, it's too late in life for me, or I'm too young, or I just need to get more experience, I need blah, blah, blah. But I want you to write down successful family members. And I'll let you define success. Give you an idea who I put up here? I put my Uncle George. Now, when he died, he wasn't a multi-millionaire. When he died, he left Aunt Carol with enough money to live out in retirement for the next 20 years and maintain their very modest lifestyle. Her house was paid off, her car was paid off. I always admired him because he was a salesperson, so we had a lot in common. He was the #1 salesperson for a number of years in the candy bar world. He sold Babe Ruth candy bars, Clark bars, remember that stuff? You're old if you remember those candy bars. Okay. All right. And I always envied him because every year they'd take a two-week vacation. He was a big camper, so him and Aunt Carol and my 2 cousins would travel all over the United States of America. So I put him up there. I put my Uncle Carl up there. He was a successful businessman. When he died 25 years ago, he had a net worth of $5 million. Actually, had $5 million sitting in the bank with no bills. But I wouldn't put him up there just because he was successful in business. I'd put him up there because I'd go down and see my Aunt Betty, his wife, his widow, and say hi to her. And it was not uncommon because he owned a grocery store, he owned some florists and stuff like that. His big claim to fame was he owned the largest liquor stores in the state of Indiana, which is a common theme. If you find Cowan's, liquor's not Barbara. All right. But people would go up to her and they'd give her $25. They'd give her $100. A guy walked up one time and gave her $500, and she'd always, same response, honey, I don't need your money. Just keep your money. And their response back was always something like this. And I wanted to give this to you because several years ago I walked in here with a wife that was really sick, 4 kids at home that weren't out of diapers, and we had no money. I came in to get a gallon of milk. When I got up to pay for it, I was a nickel short. Carl was staying there and insisted I take the gallon of milk. My pride wouldn't let me. I went back and put it on the shelf and walked out, went home, trying to figure out what's going to happen. It wasn't 2 hours later that there was a knock on the front door, and when I opened it, 2 guys were standing there. One was Carl, and there was a great big truck parked in our driveway, and these guys brought in 6 months worth of grocery and put it in the house, and all he said was pay it forward. I never had the opportunity to come and tell him, thanks, take the $500 and give it to somebody that can use it. That's why I put his name up there. Now, there's a reason I want you to put these family members' names up here. There's a thing called DNA. There's still over half you sit in this room. I've done the math many, many times. And still believe you're not worthy for some reason of having these goals and this lifestyle that you think you deserve. Because you do deserve it. But there's a thing called DNA that dictates who you are. Do you know in Congress right now they're debating a bill, they've been debating it for over 15 years, and what the bill is should we allow doctors to genetically engineer your kids through DNA? You know you can do that? Pick their skin color, their hair color, eye color, intelligence, sports, comedy. What do you want them? What do you want? They just don't know if that's the right thing to do. As a matter of fact, there's a thing out there called, what's it called, that place where you spin the thing? What's it called? Ancestry. Ancestry.com. You ever heard of that thing? Spin a little piece of paper, send it in. I did that. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I told you this yet or not, but I did that. And 2 days ago, I got the response back, and I opened up the letter, and here's what it said. You're an ass. I didn't think it was very nice. It's DNA. But here's what they've discovered. They said that 98% of the people who live in the United States of America that have taken that test have somebody within 1 generation that would be considered wildly successful. And the other 2% have somebody within 2 generations that would be wildly successful. So what's my point in sharing this with you? If you want it, go get it, because if you wrote a name down on that piece of paper, it's in your DNA to be as successful as you want to be. I say go for it, but the only way you're going to get it is if you embrace what I'm telling you right now, the thought process of, if you came in here looking to get different numbers and you go back and think you can keep doing the same thing you've always done and get different numbers, it's never going to happen. You're going to have to change something to get different numbers.